Welcome, guys. Another Bufftastic webinar. I am your host, Kaylin White, here at WP Buffs. I am so excited to have Anthony Tran from Beaver Builder here. We are going to get started in just a minute, and we are actually re-recording this for you. We had some amazing attendees that introduced themselves and had some awesome questions, but we wanted you to get the most out of this. So we are re-recording, and we are going to give you the best page builder demo there ever was. So really quickly about Anthony, he is originally from California and now lives in Arizona, and he is the Director of Marketing at Beaver Builder, which we all know is amazing and the core of this webinar. He's also the founder of Marketing Access Pass, which is a web design solutions firm and specializes in digital marketing for WordPress. So he is all things WordPress and all things marketing. Just like me, I am the head of marketing here at WP Buffs. I get to do all the cool stuff, like run these webinars and do some content marketing and build partnerships, and it is so much fun. So we are a 24/7 WordPress maintenance and support company. We help all types of WordPress sites just be better. So we're going to kick off this webinar now, and the things we're going to cover are how to create an amazing website from scratch. We're going to teach you how to save time and money using templates. We're going to cover how to create professional branding without being a designer. We're also going to chat about optimizing for mobile, huge nowadays. And a little bonus, we're just going to be answering questions about a demo that Anthony's going to go through and make sure that all of it makes sense to you guys, because this page builder really does make your website powerful. It's what helped over 1 million sites now, Anthony. I mean, you guys are really doing good stuff. So get your pencils and your pens ready, or your keyboards ready, and I will kick it to you, Anthony, to take it away.
Cool. Thank you, Kaylin, so much for the wonderful introduction, and WP Bus for hosting this webinar. So let's just get into it. First off, just want to let you know, this is not your typical webinar. So if you guys have been on webinars in the past, where like it's an hour and a half long presentation and they pitch you on this huge course, $1,000, $1,500 product, this is not that type of webinar. This is purely like a workshop. My goal is to really just walk you through step by step what a page builder can do for you, and you can kind of watch me do a live demo. And then as Kaylin asked, we're going to answer some of the questions that were asked from the original webinar. So no sales pitch, just value, but do stick through to the end, because there is going to be a special offer discount for WP Buff services. But this is a complete free presentation by Beaver Builder. All right, so as Kaylin mentioned, my name is Anthony Tran. I've been doing digital marketing for 11 years. I was doing web design for about 5 years, and I luckily found this amazing page builder because I was banging my head against the wall, because if you guys have built websites in the past, you probably had to like search for the perfect WordPress theme, and you buy a theme and you try it out, and some works and some doesn't, and things break, or you have to like do some stuff in the behind the dashboard, and then you got to open up a new screen to refresh. I bet you if you've been working with WordPress for a while, you're probably nodding your head. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's super frustrating. Well, I was able to find a page builder that solved all of my problems. And since then, I've been using Beaver Builder for over 5 years to build over 300 websites. I've never had to look for another WordPress theme for the past 5 years, and I don't plan to ever. So I was using them for a good, like I said, 4 or 5 years. And I just said, I love their stuff. And I decided, hey, why not if I can reach out to see if I can join their team. So I recently started with Beaver Builder about 6 months ago, but like I said, I've been using their stuff for well over 5 years. So I have a lot of experience with this, and I want to share with you because I want you to be able to enjoy the power of a page builder.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So a quick outline. It's not going to be a lot of slides here, but I do want to kind of walk you through a few things. I'm just going to briefly talk about, some of the additional benefits of a page builder. I want to tell you some tools that you might need, especially if you don't have a website yet, or you're looking for better tools for your website. And I'm also going to be sharing some branding resources, some really quick, inexpensive ways so that you can create a professional looking website with some great resources. And then, as I talked about, I'm going to actually build a website live in front of you so you can see how easy it is. And I'll even show you how easy it is to mobile optimize it. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so page builder, why is this such a great benefit? Number one, I would say it's front end drag and drop. What I mean by that is what you see on your screen, what you do and interact with it, you can see it in real time. So I don't know about you, but if I'm like an artist in a sense where I like to be able to see what I'm drawing, so to speak. And when I was working with previous themes, I would have to kind of like envision what it was in the back and then see and refresh on the front screen to see if it really fixed what I wanted it to do. You won't have that. Everything is front end drag and drop. What you see is what you get. You don't have to be a developer to use these page builders. You don't have to know coding, HTML, CSS. You'll see it in action when I show you how easy it is to use. It is also an open canvas. So what I mean by that is you can start with a completely blank screen and start fresh and design any type of website you want. Or if you don't know what to do and you need some ideas, there are pre-existing templates that you can import and also pre-built layouts that you can use to kind of help you speed up your process as far as building websites. And it's the website theme and page builder loads very quickly. So if you're really concerned about Google and search engine optimization and user experience, well, website speed is really important. And also mobile responsiveness. So all of those things, that really checks all the boxes for you. And as I mentioned, if you don't have a website yet, or you are looking for some better tools and resources, you're going to need a couple foundation things. Number one, you need a good web hosting. You need to purchase a domain name, your .com name. You're going to need a WordPress theme. You're going to need a page builder, which we just talked about. And you'll probably need some ongoing WordPress support for maintenance and assisting you when you run into issues. So I listed some of my favorite tools that I personally use and that I recommend to others. So that way you don't have to compare and figure out what's the best thing out there. Well, I kind of did a lot of homework for you. So there you go. As far as web hosting, I love Flywheel. They recently got purchased by WP Engine. So if you're a WP Engine fan, well, guess what? Now it's all the same companies, or owned by the same company at least. So check out Flywheel. If you haven't purchased a domain name, I recommend GoDaddy. It's about $12 a year for a domain. So it's very affordable. And then the WordPress theme and the page builder that I'm going to show you today is by Beaver Builder. And then, of course, our good friends at WP Buffs. Like I said, it's great for WordPress support. They offer 24/7 WordPress support and maintenance, so do check them out. Thanks. All right. Yeah. All right. So, of course, when you start to want to work on building a website, you're going to need a couple foundation as far as branding. You're going to need your logo. You're going to want to determine kind of like what your color palette is. And you're going to want to figure out what type of fonts you want to use. So to kind of demonstrate that, I'll show you some of these websites that are free and easy to use. Luca.com for the logo, and coolers.co for the color palette, and then fontjoy.com. And I'll walk you through those when we do the live demo portion of this presentation. All right, and as far as building a website, some of the things I'm going to show you during this live demo, I'm going to quickly show you how the theme works and how you can adjust settings within your theme, some of the landing page templates that are available to you, some of the built-in rows. Now, some of you might be calling them blocks, but they're basically pre-built rows that you can use as templates. And then also how you can be more efficient and quickly do things by either saving templates or duplicating modules or rows. So this may sound like Greek to you, but once you see it in action, it will make a lot of sense. And then lastly, I will walk you through the mobile optimization portion of it I'll show you different mobile views and how you can change your font and reverse a stacking order and hide things. So it's actually pretty intuitive once you see it in action. So enough of the slides, and of course at the end we'll do a Q&A. So enough of the slides. We're going to do the actual demo here. So I'm going to share my my screen here.
I have to say, as a first-time user of it this year, like you mentioned, without a whole lot of knowledge, it was extremely easy to use and quite fun. I had an amazing time just doing all of the fun drag and drop, and it was just really, really intuitive.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And just to let you know, there is a live demo that you can use and play around with on our website. If you go to beaverbuilder.com, you can click on the live demo. You don't have to purchase anything. You can just click the demo and it'll walk you through a tutorial, and you can play around with it yourself. So I'm going to kind of show you some of these branding resources that we talked about. So if you need a logo, I would check out luca.com. Basically, it walks you through a free logo maker. So you would click and enter your name here to get started. But just a kind of quick overview, how it works is you basically put in your name of your company, and then they're going to ask you a few things like, hey, pick what style do you like? Do you like this horizontal style? Do you like the one with an icon on the top? Do you like just text? So they're going to ask you to pick certain styles, and then it walks you through another portion where they give you some real examples of other logos, and you kind of pick your favorites. So that way it kind of helps. It's like an AI system where it kind of determines, okay, this person's certain style. I'm going to show them certain ways to do things, and then you have the ability to, customize your logo and also purchase and download your logo. And this whole process is affordable. I think at the end of the day, when you're ready to purchase the logo, it's about $65. So that's a lot more affordable than, hiring a graphic designer. But of course, if you, rather outsource it, graphic designers are a perfect way to get your logo created. But I wanted to show you this resource called luca.com. And then, let's see, coolers, branding, colors. Well, here we go. Coolers.co. Coolers.co is a, if you're kind of like, I don't know what colors I should use, what my color palette should be for my website. Well, coolers.co is a great color scheme generator is what they call it. You can just click the start the generator button. It's free. And basically it's going to give you some different color schemes that are available. You can see right here that there is some color codes for you. You're going to need this, especially if you want your branding to look consistent. Like if you want your social media graphics to look similar to your website, if you want your blog post colors to look similar, if you want your font colors to look similar, this is very valuable to know what your color codes are. And let's say you're like, I'm not really digging this color. Well, you can click the generate button again, and it'll run through its little engine, and it pops up a few more color codes for you. So if you're like, okay, well, maybe you're in the blue stuff, and you're like, well, I'm not sure I'm in the blue. And then you click it again, and then it'll give you another version. And what you can do is if you like certain colors, you can lock it. So you can click the lock button and then maybe lock it. And then when you click generate again, it'll lock these two colors and give you 3 other different colors. So you keep playing around with it until you like a color palette that works for you. And then you can export it. And like I said, save it and share it to other people. So coolers.co, like I said, is for branding colors. And the other last branding resource I want to show you that's also free is called FontJoy at fontjoy.com. And same idea. There's a generate button up here on the top, and you click generate, and it shows you different font, combinations. And you kind of like figure out, oh, okay, this kind of looks cool. Or, not my style. But if you do like something, you'll see on the left-hand side, It tells you the name of the font. So this one right here is called Prompt. This one, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Tavaraj or something. And then the last one's Sarala. So if you like, sometimes your logo designer or other people who work on your graphics and stuff are like, hey, what's your font style? Well, you can also, same thing, let them know what it is. And kind of the same idea, if you have a font that you like, let's say this middle one, I can lock it in. And then I can say, well, what's another font that might look good with that? And then I do it again, I click it, and then it gives me another different combinations until you find 3 that you like. So I just quickly walked you through a couple of resources that I think are going to be helpful. Once again, that was the logo creator at luca.com. The color combination tool generator is coolers.co, and then fontjoy.com. And I don't work for any of these websites. I just use these tools, and I think they're awesome, and you should use them too. All right. So now that we walked through that, I'm just going to pause for a second. Kaylin, is there any questions from here before we do the Beaver Builder demo?
No, I was just going to let everybody know that I will include all of the resources and links on this recording for FontJoy and the rest of these companies that you mentioned below the webinar. So you'll have those along with the page builder information and our information at WP Buffs too. So not to worry, we'll get everything for you.
Yeah, so you can just pay attention and watch. You don't have to worry about taking notes. And there you go.
Yeah, get ready for the demo.
All right. So this is the Apple website, Apple TV. And you're like, well, what does Apple TV have to do with the page builder? Well, I'm actually going to walk you through how I created a page very similar to this using a page builder. So you're like, what? I mean, a page builder can create I'm pretty sure Apple paid a good penny to someone to create this website for them. And you can do something just as complimentary or better with a page builder. So if you don't believe me, let's just get started. All right. So once you all have WordPress. WordPress is obviously the theme, or the CMS of choice here. That's what we're talking about. And in a brand new installation like this, I'm going to show you. There's only a few things I'm using. The Beaver Builder Pro plugin. We do have an add-on theme called Beaver Themer, which I won't have time to demonstrate today. It's mainly the Beaver Builder Pro. And the only other thing installed is the Beaver Builder theme and child theme. So no other extra tools that are required to do what I'm going to show you today. And I kind of just did a quick mock-up of some stuff. But I'm going to start with a fresh page. So let's say you're building your very first website and you need to build your very first page. Well, I'm going to walk you through that. So we're going to click Add New, and I'm going to call this the demo page. Okay, demo page. And if you have the classic editor installed plugin, then you won't see Gutenberg. But basically, you'll get the same thing. You'll get this button that says Launch Beaver Builder. And you just click this blue button and you start to see this magic thing happen.
And I think that was one of the questions, Anthony, is it optimized for both Gutenberg and Classic? And can it be used for both? Okay. Wonderful.
That is a great question. Yes, you can. It works perfectly, integrates well with Gutenberg. So if you're using Gutenberg, it works just fine. If you have Classic Editor installed, it works just fine. So as we kind of talked about, this is like a blank canvas. What you see is like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. This is a blank site. All I see is this header and this footer, and everything in the middle is blank. Well, like I said, I built 300 websites, and I've never had to purchase another theme because this is so flexible that I can literally build any style website: membership sites, e-commerce sites, landing pages, blogs, create funnels, virtual summits, podcasts, website, like you name it, I've probably created it using the same theme and page builder. But for your site, if like you said, if you don't know where to get started, when you start, there's on the very top, there are a couple tabs. There's modules, rows, templates, and then saved. So I'm just going to go over the templates tab. And you see right here, once you click templates, there are already some pre-existing templates for you to use. You can kind of look through these and see which one you like the best, and just something that kind of works with you. All of it, everything you see can be changed, but I'm just going to pick one for demonstration purposes. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to prompt you or actually it just pulls it in. So it pulls in the template, and you're like, oh, cool. And when you can see there's these blue grids. So what happens is it hovers over an area that you can highlight or edit. So this template came in, you can see it out of the box. It's pretty neat. It's like, oh, wow. It's like, okay, cool. Now I got a page. So let's say I wanted to edit this text. All I have to do is click on this wrench or click on the actual box area, and a editor tool will pop up. And you can see, you can move it around. And I'm just going to go ahead and type something. WP Buffs is awesome. So you can see that what I did in real time, you can see. So I kind of use that phrase, what you see is what you get, right? So it's very neat because when you're editing, you don't have to guess, like, how is this going to look? Well, you can click on like this paragraph right here, and I can bold it, italicize it, do everything that a WordPress text editor can do, right? Change the font color, underline it. What else is there? So you get the idea, and you can change anything with this template. So it just gives you a starting base. So let's say I don't like this background photo. Well, I click on the row, and it gives me all of these options. I can change the background photo. I can remove it. I can instead make it like a color. See, and I can click color, and let's say I want a blue background. See that? So we'll kind of play around with it, but you can see I can even delete stuff. So let's say I didn't want this row. I can just simply delete it. I'm going to click the X button, click OK. Now it's gone. And if I go down here and I say, wow, I really like this section and I want to move it. Well, I can just simply click on it. I grab it, and then you can see how you can highlight certain areas. This is the whole drag and drop portion of the theme builder and the page builder. You can click it and drag it and drop it anywhere. So I'm going to just go ahead and drag it and drop it right here. And there it is. So I can just click and drag it and maybe drop it right here if I wanted to, and then change things up. So that's what I mean with page builders. It's really easy. You can kind of change things up. And if I say, yeah, I don't really like this template anymore, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to click on this one, and it's going to ask you if you want to replace it or add on to it. Append basically means add on to it. I'm just saying, well, you know what? I didn't really like this one. I'm going to go ahead and replace this one. I'm going to click OK, and then boom. You can see how fast it works. It takes a little bit of time because we're streaming right now, but it's a lot faster when you work on your own computer. And you can see now I'm playing around with a different template. So there's a really lots of powerful things here. Now I mentioned briefly about pre-built rows or pre-built, I guess, existing blocks, if you want to call it that. If you click on the plus button again, and you go over rows, the rows tab, and I hover over this thing, and it gives me this section called pre-built rows. If I click on it, it gives me all of these different categories, calls to actions, hero images, pricing tables. Let's go and click on pricing tables. You can see it, like I said, if you need to build a landing page or a sales page and you're like, I need some pricing tables. Well, here's an example. I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to drag it and drop it in right here. And bam, now I have a pricing page to kind of work with, and I just change the text, change the links on the button, and boom, I got a new, nice pricing grid. Now, let's say I needed an email opt-in form. So I'm going to click on pre-built rows again. And like I said, everything you see can be edited. So even if you don't like the color, if you don't like the font, you can change all of that. Okay, it just kind of gives you something to work with. Let's see.
Makes it super easy.
Yeah. Why am I not? Oh, lead generation. That's what we're calling it. Lead generation. I'm going to go and click on lead generation. And let's say you're trying to build your email list because, that's very important. And I'm going to go grab this lead generation box. I'm just going to drop it right here. And you can see I have this subscribe form. And I can always make this full width if I wanted to. You can see. And this will connect to all your favorite autoresponders, ConvertKit, Drip, Aweber, MailChimp, all kinds of stuff. So you can connect your email autoresponder to it, build your email list, and there you go. Back in the days, I had to like buy plugins and hire someone to code and like especially install this, so frustrating. Like, I just want to collect emails. I want to do what everybody else is doing. I couldn't figure out how they were doing it. Now I have this page builder and I can just simply, like I said, drag and drop these things in there. And let's say, I didn't want here and maybe I wanted to move it down here. Well, there you go. I can just drag it and drop it. So you can see, I just kind of walked you through all the various templates that are available to you, all of the, and we also have what we call inner page content templates. So like, if I click on content page templates, you can see there's like about us pages, services pages, portfolio pages, all these different things that you would need to build a website. Let's say you're like, I need a contact page. Well, guess what? There's a contact template and I'm going to go ahead and drop in here and show you.
Yeah, I think that was one of the questions was if you're using one page and you have a template on one page and then you add a new page, you don't have to have the same template on the second page, third page, about us page. Those can be separate as you're building them out, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So every page can be independent to each other. You can just use different templates for different pages, different rows. And like I said, if you can combine stuff, let's say, I want to use this in combination with, let's say I'm making a sales page, right? So I'm just going to go, I'm going to show a little bit about our services here. I'm going to go append new layout. So I'm just going to add on to this. So you can see it's going to stack on top of each other. So now I have this services section, and let's say I want to move this up here, and then I want to move this heading up here. All right, and then maybe I want to delete this. Okay, so you can see how I'm starting to build out this page, and it's like I have services section, I have a context section, I have a call to action section below here, so I can stack different templates on top of each other. I can stack various pre-built rows to each other, and I can move things around if I wanted to. I could delete things if I don't like it. I can change the color or the icon, right? So this is an icon right here, this little airplane. Well, you can change up your icon, right? You can click on this, and you like different color icons. Well, you want to match your color branding. Well, there you go. And remember we talked about color codes. Well, you can type in different color codes here, and you can use this thing to change it around, transparency. So like I said, you have all kinds of flexibility when it comes to building your website.
And then you can save these templates?
Correct. So let's say I really liked this contact. You can save the entire page. You can save only specific modules. Like let's say I want to use this over and over and over again on a different page. I can click Save As, and I can name it something like, I'm going to call it, I don't know, icon box. And I can save it. So now when I click on the top button up here, when I go to my saved tab, it's right here, save modules. And then I go and I just grab it and drop it in here. So this, let's say you're using this on a different website or different page. I'm sorry, a different page. You can save things that you like or that you kind of want consistent throughout the rest of the website. You're going to use again and again. Well, that saves you time on having to rebuild the same module over and over again. You can save it.
Perfect.
Let's say you want to save this entire section, this whole row right here. You can save a row, right? You can save this row, and I'm going to name this call to action. I'm going to save it. And when I click on this tab thing, you can see, well, it should save. Where'd it go? There it is. Oops, I went so fast. So save, the save rows is up here. A call to action, I can drag it, drop it in again. So you can use different columns, different rows. You can save the entire page if you wanted to, so you can reuse it. So I wanted to kind of show you some of the capabilities and flexibility of the page builder. So real quick, I kind of mentioned that I was going to recreate this for you, this Apple page. So let's kind of do that real quick. And I'm going to show you how fast I can, kind of quickly build these pages. So same thing, start with a blank slate. And I say, okay, I want to match this guy. So let's say he's got a logo icon here or something. So I'm going to start with a row. And you can see that there's different columns too. So let's say you need 3 columns. And I'm going to go ahead and create this a full width column. And I can change the sizes of these columns too. You can see how I can move this around. I'm just going to go and move this around. And I'm going to add a icon module or a photo module. So on the top, there's a tab called modules. And now it opens up all these different modules for you, from like photos, buttons, galleries, icons, maps, menus, subscribe forms like we talked about, accordions, pricing tables, all kinds of stuff. If you want number counters, countdown things, there's a lot of different things you can do. So the nice thing about it is you won't have to install all these different plugins. Like, some people have like 50 plugins installed because they're trying to have all these capabilities that these themes may not have built in. Well, with this, you have pretty much everything you're going to need. So you don't have to, like I said, install all these various plugins to try to get what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that could really slow down the site.
Yeah. So performance-wise, keep your website fast. So I'm going to just select this photo here, and I'm just going to click OK. And then there you go. That looks like that, right? And the next thing I'm going to need is a big header. So I'm going to click on the modules again. I'm going to find the heading module. See, I'm going to drop it in here. And I'm just going to quickly copy this text. I'm going to paste it into here so you can see. I'm just going to click save real quick so it shows up. Okay, so there it is. And then you can style it. So I'm going to change this to an H1 tag, and I'm going to change this color to jet black, and I'm going to increase the font size to, I don't know, 96 or something. Center it, and I can change the font weight or change the font family. So there's all these pre-built fonts already in here, right? Oh my God, look at all these fonts that you can choose from. Yeah. So I'm just going to choose Helvetica, and I'm going to change it to bold. And you see how it's just so like fast. I'm changing the line height. I can toggle it here. You can see how cool that is, right? So you can play around with that. So yeah, I'm just trying to match this whole website here. So let's say I need to increase the spacing. So I can click advanced, and there's different margins that I can add. So I'm gonna add like, I don't know, 50 right here, just to kind of give me more space. And I'm gonna go ahead and just grab a photo module again to drop in to make this this TV screen here. Right? So for the sake of demo, I already kind of had these photos ready to go because I want to be able to show you. So I just already dropped it in my media folder, and I'm gonna click select so you can see it right here. Let's say I need to make it a little bit bigger. Oops. So looks like I need to change up the row. Hold on, sorry. So this is built onto a 3-column row right now. So remember how I said you can duplicate things? There's this little button icon in the top corner. You click duplicate. It literally duplicates this entire section for me. See how that works?
Yeah.
So I can streamline my process. So I can just remove this because I'm like, okay, I need a new row. I'm gonna go and delete this. And I'm gonna delete these little somewhat, because what I'm trying to do is make it a 1 column, right? So I'm just gonna go 1 row, 1 column. So I want it to be full width and make this picture really big. That's what I'm trying to do right here. So I'm kind of going through this quickly just because I want to show you kind of the end product, right? But so, and then same thing, there's padding. I can change the different paddings. All right. So you get the idea, right? You get the idea. I can continue to go down and build out this whole thing. And lucky for you, I have already built it prior to this call because I wanted to show you kind of like what the finished product would look like, right? So look, it's going to be almost identical.
Amazing.
Right? Look at that. And so I just went down section by section and just kind of mirrored off of this thing.
And can you show them the mobile, the way that you can adjust it for mobile with the actual browser and dragging that?
Yeah, definitely. But before I do that, let me quick just show you like, so this one has like a gradient background. So we even duplicated that, even had a gradient background here. This website had a background that had different images that would flip through different images. Well, this one can also do that. You can fade in different images in the background.
I can't even tell which one's the real one.
Right? Here, let's see if you guys can guess which one's the real one.
I can't even tell.
Here's my version, right?
Wow. Apple, watch out.
Yep. Like I said, I don't know how much they pay for this website, but I'll tell you, I just could have saved them a lot of money here. Look at that.
I think Apple needs Beaver Builder.
So look at that, right? You can build really great looking professional websites. So Kaylin, you're asking about mobile responsive. Okay, let's talk about mobile responsive. We all know mobile responsive is really important. It has to fit in a tablet, it has to fit on a phone, and you don't have to have anyone code this for you. It's already out of the box. It's already, I would say, 90% mobile optimized. And I'll show you. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the Beaver Builder website. This is not Apple. I'm just going to close out of Apple so we don't get confused here. This is actual the WordPress theme that I've been using. And watch this. I'm just going to go ahead and shrink this down. You see how the website starts to resize itself, or the sections start to resize itself. Look at that.
That is crazy.
This is out of the box. Okay, I haven't done any mobile optimization. Yeah, okay, so these letters are too big. But look, it's already stacking on top of each other, right? This is without me doing anything so far. Let's kind of view it from a tablet version maybe, right? This is a tablet version. So, okay.
So there's nothing that you have to do inside of the builder itself to, you know, have a mobile editor or dashboard from desktop to mobile. It does it 100% automatically.
It does it automatically. Now, the thing I will say is you can tweak it too. So let's talk about that. So earlier when I went and I shrunk this down, the font is too big right here, and it kind of, the spacing is a little bit off. So let's show you, I'm gonna show you how you can adjust that. So I'm gonna click on the Beaver Builder link right here on the top again, so it opens it up, and it will give you the capability to modify any part of the website to mobile responsive. So if I click right here and I click responsive editing, you can see it already gives me a tablet view. So I know that in my tablet view, this font looks good, this everything looks good. But let's say I go, you know what, these letters are just a little bit too big for a tablet. I want to change it up. Well, guess what? I can click on the editor and I can pull up the font size. I'm gonna change this to like 35. No, maybe 50. How about 50? No, 50 is too small. How about 60? Okay, oops. Yeah, 60. So let's say I want this font size to be 60 on a tablet, and I want it to be smaller on a mobile. So I click on this little phone icon, either up here or right here, either one. I'm gonna go ahead and click it up here. And you can see it changes. I'm gonna move this aside for you. And you can change the size of this editor box too if you want, if you like a bigger font. So move it out of the way, you can see. Now it gives me the mobile version. See that? This is what a phone version is. So I can kind of see what the whole website looks like. I can click on the font again on the mobile version, and I want to make this 35. Cool. And I'm going to click save. So watch. I'm going to click done and publish. So now my desktop version font, this is I think 90 something right here. And as I shrink it down, see how it automatically shrunk it down when I got to a tablet size, right? And went smaller. And then when I'm going to go mobile, it's going to go even smaller. This is my mobile view.
Wow.
So yeah, you can change it up, and you can even hide certain elements that you want to display only on mobile view or only on desktop view, or you have a lot of different capabilities. So let me just show you that real quick to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So I'll go back to responsive editing. And let's say for whatever reason, I don't want this picture to show up on mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And there's an advanced tab on the top. And it says visibility. And I'm going to display breakpoint only on large and medium devices. So basically only desktop or tablet. I'm going to click save. So you can see what happens here. I'm going to click done and publish. So I said I only want the picture to show up on my desktop computer, and I only want it to show on my tablet. So I'm going to go and shrink this down to show you. So it's showing for desktop, it's showing for tablet, and then eventually when it gets to a mobile size, like a phone size, it'll disappear. See, look at that, it disappeared. Because I told it to only display on large and medium devices. Now when I pull it back out, now it shows back up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Super responsive.
Very responsive, and you can, like I said, you can change things up. Out of the box, like I said, is pretty mobile responsive. Usually, most of the editing that I do mobile responsive is maybe adjusting the font size to fit my screen.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember a question that was asked in the previous presentation was stacking order.
Yes.
So let me demonstrate that real quick. So stacking order applies to columns. So let's say I have a 2-column layout. I have the font on the left and I have the picture on the right. Okay, see how quickly it is to move things around. So let's say you have a website that has like content on the left, content on the right, different columns. So what I mean by stacking order is when you go mobile, it will actually stack columns on top of each other. So in this case, the font or the header stacks on top of the picture. But what if you wanted it to be the other way around? You wanted the image to be on top of the words. So you can actually change the stacking order. So I'm going to click Beaver Builder and go to responsive editing. And I'm going to click on this column editor. And I'm going to tell it to reverse the stacking order. So in the advanced tab, there's a thing called stacking order. You can go default or reverse it. So I'm going to go reverse what we had, click save, and we click done. So now when we go mobile, oops, oh wait, I'm sorry. I forgot I made the image hide and mobile. So I need to just change that back to show on all devices real quick. Hold on. So I'm going to show always. Click publish. Okay, so now when I stack it, now before the words were on top. Now the image is on top because I just reversed that stacking order. You see how that works?
Yes. I could do that all day. I would just be sitting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, wait, I kind of want to move
Switching
this
it
around.
up.
But you could see with templates, with pre-built rows, with the ability to save modules, with the ability to duplicate things, I could duplicate sections or full-on rows, the ability to move things around easily. You can see that you can literally build any type of website that you want. And you don't need, I haven't touched a single line of code. If you can click and drag and drop, you can use this. So I'm just going to pause right there. I know we went through a lot of stuff, but Kaylin, I'm sure there's lots of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we've blown a lot of minds, mine included. I think one of the biggest things in seeing this is just the time that is spent, and you're saving so much time in the templates. I remember one of the questions was just about the premium versus the pro version, and what are the differences?
Oh, great question. So we do have a free version, page builder called Beaver Builder Lite. So if you search in your plugin, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this real quick. If you go into the WordPress dashboard or you Google Beaver Builder Lite, you'll see that there's a free version of our plugin. If I click new, search up here, Beaver Builder Lite, Lite. You'll see right here our little fun Beaver Builder icon. So if you click on there, you'll see it's free to use. You can test it out. We have thousands of people are using this, like hundreds of thousands of people are using this, and all 5-star ratings. It's you just install it. You can play around with it on your website. It's compatible, I would say, with like 90 something themes out there. So you could play around and test it for yourself. The only difference is you don't get the templates that we talked about, the pre-built templates, the pre-built rows. You'll get some of the modules so you can play around with it. But if you want access to the templates that I displayed, you're going to want to upgrade to our pro version, or standard or pro version. And, I recommend if you don't have a theme, go with our Beaver Builder theme. It's going to be compatible.
Awesome. And one of the questions was, do you even need a theme? Like if you already have a pre-existing theme out, like other than before you start with Beaver Builder, do you have to change it, remove it? Do you even need it? Or do you feel that this could potentially take its place?
Well, it's really, if you have a theme that you like, there are a lot of really popular themes out there like Astra, GeneratePress, Genesis, things like that. Beaver Builder works really well with all of those and a lot of others as well. So try, if you have one, I'd say test out the page builder and how it works with your existing theme is good to go. And if for any reason you say, what, I just want to keep everything the same, Beaver Builder theme, Beaver Builder plugin, we'd be obviously happy that you went with that road as well. So, but we have a lot of flexibility. So if you have a theme that you just love and you want to stick with it, install our plugin, play around with it, and it'll work together.
Good. Okay. Awesome. I think we pretty much covered it all. We did a lot of the questions during the presentation, so I'm really excited to have answered those. This was really, really awesome. I think overall we learned the true power of the page builder. I was like, the first time we saw the ability to make it mobile ready and drag and drop as a visual person, it seems so easy to use, even for beginners and advanced people. You can breeze right through this. If you're using, and editing and working with multiple sites, now you can take a vacation because you actually have time to do it. So thank you so much, Anthony. This was awesome. Go to Beaver Builder, get the plugin, install it, talk to them about the pro version. They're there for you. Do you have support that helps them?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We have an excellent support team. When you purchase a premium version, we have a huge community. Like I said, there's over 1 million people who currently are using Beaver Builder. We have a private Facebook group, a Slack community, a community forum that are all free resources. So there's tons of people out there that use Beaver Builder that can help you, that can talk you through it. If you have any questions, our support team is there to help you. And obviously WP Buffs, these guys really, are excellent WordPress experts. So they could help you as well if you have any questions on how to adjust things, or if you need them to help you with your page builder as well. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That brings us to our discount that we want to offer you with our services here. If you need help installing the plugin or updating the plugin, and if this is overwhelming for you, and you got all this information, and many people that might need it, reach out to us at wpbuffs.com. I'm there all the time, and we will give you a 10% discount. All you got to do is just either shoot us an email, let us know that you saw this webinar, or share it with a friend, and we'll get you 10% off our monthly services. So we are here for you. And I think that about wraps it up. You guys are awesome, and Anthony, you're an awesome host. Beaver Builder's awesome. So virtual high five to you. Yes. And we will see you next time, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.